Okay,
Oh, I know.
starting. We're live.
Hey,
You guys.
Hello, everyone.
top of the day.
Top of
Dorothy,
the
you have
day
anything to
ya.
say? Put you
Top
on
of
the
the day.
spot.
It's 10 o'clock at night. No, it's 9 o'clock at night.
That would be the top of the day.
Oh yeah, you're right. Dude, why do you have to be so smart all the time?
Thanks for stopping by, Bobby.
Yes, may I have another?
All right, so I thought that it would be. Whoa, people dropped off real fast. So I thought it would be a really great idea to do this live broadcast one last time. And I'd really like to hear some of your guys' favorite stories regarding my dad. And just for all of us to just, talk about some of the best things that you absolutely loved about him as well.
He always wanted to make sure everybody knew what was going on. That man was a hardcore patriot. If you didn't know him and you met him the first time, you knew right away. That man loved this country. He was a hardcore patriot, and he always wanted to make sure people had the information they needed to make smart decisions. That was one of the most impressive things about him when I first met him.
Yeah, I'll never forget. It was during the voting year, and he's like, "You're paying attention to all the politics, right?" And I'm like, "No, not really." He's like, "How are you supposed to vote if you don't know what's going on?" And then he started just like informing me of every single thing, every debate, everything. He's like, "It's on right now. Get on, watch it."
That's Byron. That was
Yeah.
Byron. Yeah.
You should have told him that you were just going to vote Democrat down the party line.
Oh, boy.
No, I
That
told him,
would have been hilarious.
I told him, I'm like, I'm just gonna draw flowers on my pamphlet.
Wow.
I sort of remember him telling us that, actually.
If you heard that story, it was about me. I was being a super sarcastic person with him, and I'm like, I'm just gonna, draw pretty little flowers with the bubbles all over the pamphlet. It could be great. It'll all work out.
Real quick, if you want to know, we got Jay Watterson 69. I got the chat room up here so I can see it. Jay Watterson 69 is here. Mr. Tommy Boy, Kevin J. Stoll.
Okay.
Let's see, El Tenda Fabrizio.
What's up, guys?
Welcome,
And
everyone. Thank you for popping in.
Fuzzy Fork and Hillbilly Hybrid.
Fuzzy Fork was a very good friend of your dad.
Yeah, Fuzzy's a great guy. All those guys are good people. Yeah, Christian's still around. He'll be on tonight, hopefully.
Yeah, I've sent everybody a link that I know of. So if they don't come, it's on them, not on me.
It is. I gotta say, it's weird seeing Kansas's name in the chat. That's kind of strange. That's kind of
being my face.
Yeah,
when you did
that. Well, when you did it on Facebook, it was like, what? How's Kansas? What? Huh? That kind of tripped me out.
Because that got me.
I didn't go on his Facebook. The only thing I've posted on is this YouTube.
Okay, then that was his wife or whatever.
No, that was his son.
Son, that's right.
YouTube got me. I was sitting there going, wait a minute, I thought it was Saturday, then it was Sunday. And then I see her on the screen, I'm going, the hell? Friday? When did that change? I didn't even realize what was going on. I'm sitting there looking, oh, okay, it's a test. Okay, she's letting everybody know. All right.
Yeah, I just figured I would test it out, make sure I knew exactly what buttons I should hit before I tried to do it actual time, and just like let everyone know, like, hey, we're having this. If you want to join us, feel free.
Yeah, I was grateful that Stinger kept doing all the work that he did to update us and let us know what was going on, and that was really cool. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, definitely. Good job on that one, because I didn't know how to reach all of you.
Oh, it wasn't easy. Let's tell you, some of these people fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah, so thank you for your help there, Russ. I really appreciate it. I know there's a lot of you guys that really loved my dad and cherished him, and I just wanted to make sure everyone was able to get together one last time and get some closure. And I think that he's looking down right now and just enjoying the fact that we all came together for him one last time.
I gotta tell you, I'll tell you the story about after I had my second back surgery, and Kansas called me, and I honestly I had taken pain pills and I was hurting pretty bad, and I think Russell knows this story, but Kansas called me. It was like about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and Kansas calls me and he says, my wife brings me the phone and she's like, she because she sees the phone ring and it's got the voice thing, but it didn't say the number on there. It said unlisted or something like that. And I said, well, I'll answer it. So I answered the phone and it was him. And the first thing, he always had that bubbly, usually always that thing he did. And he's like, but he was a little more serious and I couldn't really understand, what he was saying. And I didn't realize it at the time, but he was choked up because he knew that I wasn't feeling well. And he told me, he said, it took me 2 hours to pick up this phone to call you because I've been crying, worried about you. And I was like, that's so sweet. And that meant a lot to me. That's Kansas. That's the kind of guy that's who I knew,
Yeah, he's always very loving. Sometimes he didn't show it in such great manners, but towards me, but I'm his daughter, so I wouldn't expect anything less. But he was definitely very protective of everyone that he loved.
Yeah, that was.
And the way our generation, has a harder time showing love, right? So the way he showed it may have been more brusque, but he definitely showed it to everybody who he loved.
Without question. Well said, Bill. Yeah, that meant a lot. 4 o'clock in the morning
sometimes when he wake up, he'd be like, "Hey, Bill, what are you doing?"
He did the same thing with me too. Yep.
I did dog barking in the background.
Yep.
I remember I missed that. The very first time he ever got a hold of me, I had said 3 or 4 times I was going to contact him, and it was like a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever. It was later on in the evening. Then all of a sudden, his little insignia just pops up on the computer and it's ringing. I'm like, he goes, well, if you don't call me, then I'm gonna call you. So what are we doing?
that was definitely him. If I didn't check in with him, he was always like, hey, what's going on?
That's exactly it. That was his thing. Yeah. He did that loud. And another thing is like when he was on the phone with you, he would always cared, it was like he was always polite about it. Like when he would have his oxygen on and it was making a bunch of noise, he'd be like, you sure it's not bothering you? Sure it's not? And I was like, dude, you need your oxygen. It's not a big deal. He's like, I know, but most people, when I talk to them on the phone, it drives them crazy.
Okay. I don't mind if it bothers me. Yeah, I think you need to breathe more than I need to hear that.
Exactly, Russ. I think you need to breathe more than I can worry about hearing that. That's exactly that. But that was Kansas. That was the guy that he,
I remember we sent him when we sent him the laptop and the camera so he could keep going. I made sure we sent him a camera that had a light on it. Because that was always I used to give him shit for this all the time. I used to go, dude, come on, seriously, can't you turn a freaking light on?
Like Mark is right now. He's sitting in the pitch dark.
Could you turn a light on, Byron? I can't see you. It's like this. What's going on, guys? You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you in the dark, man? And he was
always to do the video and radio.
I think that's a genetic trait or something because I tend to do that all the time. Like, I'll just be like talking to people, it'll be pitch black. I'm like, you can hear me, it's all good.
So I had this button, there's a button on the side of it. I said, hey, Byron, hit the button. There's a little button on the side of it. It scrolls up. Turn it on. When he turns it on, all of a sudden the whole room lights up. He's, oh, no. He didn't like that. He didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. He didn't like that. Big old light turns on the camera. He's all lit up. He was rolling that thing back as fast as he could.
That sounds like him. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I was like, man, I got a light for you. I mean, use the damn light. I can't see you. It's always like, he's coming out of the freaking cloud. Just coming out.
Yeah. Russell, you remember that, though? He'd be on the phone with us or on the chat, and he'd be worried about the damn oxygen. And we were like, dude, you kind of need that more importantly than we're worried about talking to us.
Yeah. I loved it the couple times he fell asleep in the middle of the chat.
I forgot about that.
Yes. And all of a
Hello,
sudden you
Bobby.
heard him snoring.
Hey.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, he starts snoring. And
O'clock in the morning my time, and he just fell asleep mid sentence.
Oh, he did that all the time. I'd be like, "Are you sleeping?"
What's up, Bobby?
Hey, man, not much. Hang on, let me go close the door and stuff. I'm making dog holler.
And he was making a point, and then he fell asleep.
I mean, it's gotta be every time you rap over, we laugh my ass off.
Oh, yes. How are you?
What's up, Christian? Good to see you.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Hello, hello.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see. I gotta get my video working here, though.
We don't want to see your ugly face, so don't worry about that. You can keep it.
No, that's
up.
completely understandable.
It's good to see you, brother.
Hey, miss you guys.
Yeah.
Miss you too, brother.
It's been a while.
Oh, too long.
Definitely.
Mule, you're getting like when you come through, it's really clear, but it takes like 2 or 3 seconds for it to do that. I don't know what's going on. So if it sounds like we're being rude, don't misunderstand.
Getting a delay or something.
My heavens, Bobby. Don't you have any glasses or some readers?
No, brother, I don't have anything. They don't. I gotta have a contact for my right eye, and they still have to make it custom.
You're like literally just.
I can't see, dude. I'm blind. I can't see out of my right eye at all. My left eye, I can barely see.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta have.
Get up on that. Get that picture blown up big for you,
dude. I'm only that far from my monitor.
So over in the chat room, real quick, Irish USMC vet, QC Hemp 420 is, Bikes and Bullets is in, Tactical Pony 702, Zika Steve, we all know that. All people who have jumped on board just recently.
I remember that too, Fuzzy. Fuzzy saying he sent him a sticker, and Byron said he was going to put it on his wheelchair. I remember that very well, Fuzzy.
I animated that wheelchair picture for him once. He did not like it.
No, I remember that.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of curious about that.
He did not like that. No. He didn't like
I
that.
love the side of the rifle, though. I'll tell you what.
Man, I'm getting everything, but everything's hung up. I need to pop out and pop back in at this.
Sorry, Bobby, I didn't mean to talk over you. I'm just so glad that Dorothy's got that rifle. Well, look, we used to talk over each other all the time. Now, after a decade, we're learning to shut up when somebody else is talking.
It took us that long to learn manners.
Just me.
I don't have the rifle yet. Russ still has it and whatnot. We actually have to get it California legal in order for me to have it.
Because I don't even want to hear that. That's not happening. No.
La 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 la
Yeah.
la.
Well, we have to figure out how I won't get in trouble. How about that?
Yes.
Easy. You just bring it over to Arizona to use it until you need it at home.
Yeah.
Otherwise, leave it. Don't ever tell the state you got it.
Yeah.
Period.
That's
Okay.
key. That and get out.
One of the reasons why Kansas loved me so much is because I'll tell you straight up outlaw how to do it and get away with it, right? So just don't fucking tell them.
Okay.
That
You
works.
can always do what I did and just move.
That
Yeah,
works too.
Yeah.
I am legally bounded to California right now.
Sorry to hear it. So sorry to hear it.
Yeah, if I move out of California, I lose custody of my daughter, so that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not good.
Mhm.
Oh, well, that's the kind of talks we need to have off air about the other person. So, you know,
There are still options, is what he's saying.
You know at least 10 people that you know are perfect strangers.
You have an alibi, very well.
You know, it's really funny that you say that because my dad has told me, did tell me the same thing all the time.
Gee, I wonder where everybody got it from.
Yeah.
I'm guessing certain people that are in this stream. Just a wild guess.
Gun check.
Everything's finally working. Damn.
Yeah,
Gun
we
check.
got it fixed. I got a gun. See, y'all like this one?
Daisy.
dang.
Fuck it, yeah.
You're Bob. You were supposed to recognize that, yo. I was gonna do it as being funny.
Oh boy.
Hey, where's
I know my
yours?
Daisy.
I showed mine.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Now, Russell, you got to hold up the other one for Dorothy.
The other one?
You're showing hers, right? I can't. Oh wait, hold on. Your small picture there. Hold on.
Here's
Okay.
the great
Small,
thing,
Russell.
right? Okay. Oh crap! Rebel magazines for his rifle, but he never painted an AR magazine. He doesn't own an AR magazine, so he didn't know how much of the magazine goes up in the well. It's Kansas.
I remember that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Mix another. Okay. What's everybody having for adult beverages tonight?
Mountain Dew.
Well,
I'm having some Tito's.
Holy
I had
cow.
my adult beverage last night.
can you even do that legally where you're at?
Yes.
what is legal? What is legal?
No,
What is this?
No, hold on, Dorothy. In about 15 years, exactly what he said will make you smile, not go.
That's true. Very good point.
Okay, but I'm not there yet.
When you turn 40 and someone says, "So can you do that legally?" You'll be like, "Oh, stop."
I do that now when I get carded.
Yeah.
I like getting carded. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'm 40 years old. I like to
they
get
don't
carded.
card me anymore. I try. They
Well,
don't
you
card.
look old. That's why.
They say things to me like, "So who was president when you were born?" Lyndon B. Johnson, asshole. Why?
There's a Casey's, right? And they card everybody. But anytime I don't let them card me, I end up fighting with managers about it. I'm like, I'm not giving you my fucking ID. If you can't tell I'm old enough to buy cigarettes,
Yeah.
and being I have an ass here, I'm paying for everything at once. You're either gonna take my fucking money or I'm gonna walk out with my shit.
Right.
True.
Because my t-shirt's older than 21, the one that I'm wearing right now, you know?
Look, we got doppelgangers of Eagle.
Yeah, I was trying to get my camera working, so I had to boot up my laptop to see if that would work, and that blue screened out on me. But really, I'm just as handsome as ever. You have to take my you'll have to take my word for it, but
It's good to hear your voice, brother.
sitting here in my underwear eating Cheetos, but
Tell me you're in a beanbag chair. Tell me you're in a beanbag.
Hey, Colonel, you must be if you're doing that.
I remember when Byron, when Obama was getting elected, and Byron was saying, "There's going to be death squads, and they're going to be death trials, yeah, whatever it was." And he's like, "We're screwed, Bobby. You and I are screwed. We're good. We're not going to get the help we need." He was pissed, and he was getting all red and everything.
Oh man, I would constantly get messages from Byron saying, "Hey, I heard this, and since you're in the Army, you know all this."
What's going on?
Remember
the inside man.
Exactly. Remember when Jade Helm was going on? He'd call me up and he's like, "They're getting ready to do something," and I'm like, "Listen." And he's like, "All my friends are saying they're going to do something," and I'm like, "Tell your friends that I'm not saying it now, but get ready for me to call them a dumbass later when this turns out to be nothing." And he's like, "Really? Are you sure?" I'm like, "I believe me. I would know." You know, I haven't gotten any phone calls, and sure enough, it turned out to be just the same thing that training mission that we're always doing. But yeah, every time, and then after that, every time he had another conspiracy coming up, that Michelle Obama was going to go there and take his rifle or whatever, yeah, and then feed him school lunch or whatever the conspiracy of the day was.
Michael Obama.
Yeah.
He had a penis.
His conspiracy theories. Those were always they always cracked me up.
Oh, but you know what? It kept him going, and it made my job more interesting. So
Some days though, it was like I was worried he was going to have a damn heart attack. He was so pissed off.
I always had fun listening to what he had to say. I mean, the last Kansas and Friends, Russell, you and me, and was it just you, me, and Kansas then?
I think the last one was. Yeah, I think the one
that was
before that we had a couple other people.
But I mean, I thought he was I thought he had a lot of great ideas. He had a lot of great points. Yes, there were times when he thought that it was the world, he had a Henny Penny moment and the sky was falling. But he always, the phrase that what did he always say when he left us? He said, "Watch out for that government."
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. No. Keep your family close. Watch out for that government.
Which is still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is still good advice, by the way, but still, he's a little more concerned than.
I remember another thing he did, and he sent me that flag. It's in my room. It's on the wall back there. It's a "Don't Tread on Me" flag, but it's a skull, and then it has the thing on it. And I was like, "Dude, I got this really cool flag."
Yeah,
and Byron, no, it's not. Yeah, it's that. No, but Byron goes, "Bobby, we sent that to you." When he realized what I was talking about, he's like, "We sent that to you." He got all excited. He was like, "Yeah, I got some extra money, and I really wanted to do something nice for all the stuff you've done for me." And I was like, "How'd you get my address?"
That's
he's like,
the one he sent to me, but there. He sent me my first yellow one, right? Because I had gotten the "Don't fuck with me," the real one. What are you talking about, Byron?
I got
and he had my address. He just fucking sent it. It just showed up on my doorstep.
That's what.
And I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And then I look and I'm seeing it's Byron, and I'm like, I called him up, and he's like, "Yeah, you need the right one. That fuck is good, but you
See, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I remember most about my dad too. Is he would give his all to everyone, no matter how little he had.
He never asked for anything either. He never asked for anything.
No. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true, Mark. He did ask for prayers, right? And
he always asked for prayers.
You're absolutely right.
But he was entitled to those, so it wasn't really.
Yeah, when we found out he didn't even have a computer, it was like, why didn't you say something, Byron?
Yeah, John called me, and John's pissed
off. Why
didn't
you say something?
John was literally.
I kind of understand that thing though too. There's so many times that It's too much, you know. You don't want to ask your friends for stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
And see, that's the thing. Once I found it out, I talked to John and Bob, right? Bob Paradise. And I talked to John, and John took care of it. He already does things like this. It's just, you know, you wish he would have let us know that he had it like that. Just didn't.
Yeah, I remember when you called me, Mule, and then you talked to John, and John was livid. John was like, "Why the fuck didn't you say something? If you would have said something, we would have had a computer to you that day." And I was like, I didn't really know that was an issue because he didn't clearly say that.
Yeah.
You know, he just said he was going through some medical stuff, and he kind of beat around the bush, which I understand. But he didn't clearly say why he didn't have a computer. He just said that he wasn't going to be around. He didn't tell us that he didn't have a computer.
Mule said what was going on. It's like, holy crap! You know, we can do this. We can do this shit. This is easy stuff.
Yeah. But I remember that flag. It just showed up at my house one day. And the funny part about the story is I didn't know where it came from, and I mentioned it on one of the chats. And Byron's like, "Oh, we sent that to you," and blah 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 and everything. And I was like, "Well, how'd you get my address?" He's like, "I got friends. I got friends in high places."
I love that line. He would always tell me that.
I got friends. I got friends. That's what he said too. He was like, "I got friends. I got friends in high places."
If there isn't a conspiracy, yeah, he'll make his own.
Your mic on both of your computers is picking you up, OIS.
Yeah.
I'm fixing it.
There we
go.
But honestly, he did have friends in a lot of places.
He knew it. That's the great part about it.
Yeah, he was serious too. I mean, it wasn't he was even joking or anything. He just flat out, I got friends in high places.
Yeah.
That's Byron.
Yeah.
So we got Ohio Wolverine has joined over in the
What's up, Wolverine Prepper?
Yeah, thanks for doing that, by the way, John. I can't look in the chat. So.
Bikes and Bullets is also here as well.
Nice. Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I'm having a blast with this.
And for all those people out in the YouTube land watching, Dorothy said that she's going to throw out a link eventually at some point, right? So.
Oh, where do I throw it?
Yeah. Well, actually, John might be able to do it for you because he's already out there. John, you know how to put the link out there?
Irish, you should have a link in your private messages on Facebook.
Yeah, I'll try to get everybody one. If
I've seen that gun behind you, Russell.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I've seen that gun behind you. Which one is it? Is that his gun there?
Yeah.
Behind you? Yeah.
That's the scope you gave him, Bob.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you said it broke or something.
Yeah, but guess what? I was talking to Bobby and John last night, and they told me how to fix it with the
John told him how to fix it.
Right, and I felt like such a dummy. So it's working again. So.
Oh, okay, cool, good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm going to be right back, okay?
Yep. In a different magazine.
Yeah, that's a good looking little booger.
Hey Russell, is that foregrip the one that Christian got for you?
Yep. This is Christian. Yeah. This is Eagles that he gave. The site is Glocker Bob. I know the magazines is Rebel Solutions. I forget what everybody put in though. I know.
I gave a trigger.
Yeah.
Did you? Was yours the trigger?
Was mine? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I know that the magazine release was Clint, or well, he knows who he is. Not supposed to say stuff like that online.
I remember I gave him the trigger, and I loaded in some nice home defense rounds for it.
Yeah. And Mule gave out a sling for it. I remember the sling.
Didn't you give him a pouch too, Mule? Sorry.
Link's too big. Link's too big to go in chat.
Oh man.
I need send me a smaller one through the chat. The interior.
Russell's was short. The one she had was really long, I think. Or I'm backwards on that.
I'm not an administrator, so it won't let me send it. I can maybe it would work internally. Rob or
if she can go in and put it on, just link it. See, that's too much. That's too big. Yeah, it's too big.
I'm gonna have to reboot real quick to get this camera to work, so I will be out and right back in, y'all.
All right, dude. Oh Lord, that was a big old one, man.
John, are you admitting?
What?
Are you an administrator?
No, I'm not an administrator. I'm not an administrator.
The only way to do it is to be able to put it in the description of the actual video.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the link's too long, and YouTube won't let you put it in there.
Yeah, it won't let me do it. It's at least 3 times as long as what you put in there, Russell.
Can you direct message someone and put it in that way?
Yes,
yeah, that's how we used to do it.
If you want to do an open link, you have to now put it in the description.
Yeah.
All right. Well, somebody walk Dorothy through that because I have no idea.
Well, on Facebook, Clint, I'll send you one on Facebook.
Right, but for the general public, what you have to do is you stay in the chat, but you go into the edit page, usually under a separate window, and then you can go in and change the description and add the link in. That's the way I've been able to do it over on Dragon, but you know, again, I'm not doing them anymore. So
I was just looking behind me because I saw a picture. I was like, "Oh shit, what is that picture?" And that's my grandson. So it's okay. Yeah.
Alrighty, I'm back.
All right, you're going to have to do it, Dorothy.
Okay.
It's going to have to be you.
How do I do it?
Mule, if everyone's quiet, Mule, you should be able to walk her through it.
Dot in a separate window.
Okay.
Open up your page and go to where you can edit this video as it's running. Right, you go to Kansas's page. You go into the the creator section.
Okay, I'm there.
You open this, and in the description, you copy the link and put it in the description. Right where it says, underneath the title, it says description. You put it in,
I'm there.
and then you should be good. Everybody from there on will be able to access the link on
Okay,
YouTube.
check it out. See if it's good. Did it post?
Well, I'll tell you in a second. Hold on. Let me refresh.
Hey, Rebel Solutions is in the house tonight. Good to see you,
job.
Rebel.
Good job.
Hey,
Nice
Red.
work.
See, wow, she just busted right through that in 1 second. She just flew right on.
All right,
Hey,
she's a quick learner.
Fuzzy Fork wants to know how old was Byron, by the way. Or I'm sorry, Kevin. Sorry.
I think he was like 53.
51. He was a year younger than me.
Hey, I was close, okay?
I didn't know my own daughter's age, so.
Yeah. Damn, Neil, you're 52. Wow.
Bob, you're the oldest.
Whoa. When the hell did that become old?
Hey,
Yeah, I know. I'm way past all that.
you ain't no more, John.
Huh?
Wait, the oldest no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob's got all of y'all beat.
Okay, that's good.
Bobby.
That's fine.
Bobby's got us all there.
All right, there you go, Bobby. You win, Bobby. I relinquish the crown to you.
Oh, I'm not for
Hey,
sure.
there's Christian. What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
There's Chris.
It works.
Man,
I
it's
was
weird.
born in
We're in the
68.
same room, too.
Yeah, I
But I
was just
haven't
going to say
moved.
exact same friggin' room.
Spot and everything.
With
Nothing
everything
never changed,
exactly
guys.
the same as it was before. Wow, holy moly.
That's kind of scary, actually.
Well, his other shoulder is, aside from the movies, is different. The movie shoulder is the same.
And Mule still hasn't got out of the closet.
So did it work? Did I post it okay?
Yeah, you did great, Dot.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did
it works.
awesome. You just flew right through that. I mean, good Lord. Now you made all of us go, son of a God. What the? Ah!
Dorothy, you don't want to know how many times I've had to try and explain it to people, and especially in my age bracket, it's fucking difficult. They start.
Well, that's the good thing about working with somebody who's young. They're just like, okay, that's what I do.
Mule's like, so you want to go open it up at another pace? I'm there. I'm there. He's like, okay, so you want to? You got it. I got it. Just post it. Yeah, I'm good. Check it. I'm like, what did Mule say? What did Mule say?
You know what? I just figured it out. I know what it is. Mark, it's your facial hair. You only had facial hair occasionally because of your job. It wouldn't allow you to have facial hair.
What are you talking about, Bobby? What?
That was what
Comes full circle.
No, down here he didn't have all. You didn't.
Yes, he did.
No,
I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about.
Bobby, you just had a chick moment, Bobby. You finished a conversation from like 4 years ago.
Yes, I did. Sorry.
That's what threw me off. I was like, what the hell are you talking about, Bobby?
Sorry, my bad.
You just finished a conversation from like 4 years ago. Don't do that. My wife does that shit.
He's been sitting there contemplating why Mark looks different.
It's driving me nuts. It's like, what? It's like I would not recognize him on the street.
I also aged like.
I would
I also aged like 30 years in the past 2 or 3 years, so that probably had something to do with it too.
That might be part of it too.
Yeah.
No, but he's always had the facial hair every time I've seen him, anyways.
I mean, Bobby, you got to squint harder. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, I am legally blind, so
Now,
you know.
could somebody please play the "I'm turning Japanese" every time he does it?
There you go.
Jeez.
Clint, I sent you the link in your Facebook if you want it.
And there's one in the descriptions now too.
That's another. Right now, what's happening right now is another moment that reminds me of your dad. When this would be happening, when we'd all start clicking, we're all having this fun moment. Sometimes it would happen as he was getting tired, and he would always want to make sure it stayed going though. It stayed going. He didn't want it to stop.
Mm-hmm.
He did not want it to stop. Your dad was always like, I'll just sit. No, you guys, no, keep going. I'll just sit here. I'll just sit here.
Don't mind me in this dark room.
He'd be like this. He'd be like, I'm still here, guys. I'm still here.
Yeah, he'd turn his monitor off, and the fucking sun would be coming up outside, and I'm looking out the window in my computer room. I'm like looking at the horses walking across. I'm like, wait, the sun's coming up, and we're still on this damn chat.
Well, the one thing that always stood out to me is you always knew he was genuinely happy just to be part of the group. He was happy to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I said. I said that earlier.
That's why you could never say no when he contacted you, because when he contacted you and you went, hey, what's going on? He was freaking happy. What's up? He was really excited.
Well, the other thing me and Russ were talking about, because I was telling Russ the day before I got the news, he messaged me, and he was like, "I love you. How take care of my girl," because he calls my daughter his girl. Well, he did, and I didn't respond. And he also hit Russ up that night, and Russ is like, "Yeah, if you don't respond, it's because you didn't have 2 hours to talk to the man."
Right? Like, I'm sorry, Byron. I got your message, but I can't say I got your message because I have to leave in 5 minutes. So it's just not going to happen. If I respond, I know I got 2 hours at least.
Oh, then you get.
I could talk your ear off.
Oh, dude,
when he was in the hospital,
him in the same room.
He's in the hospital with a trake.
Yeah.
And he's still. I'm talking. I got some stuff I want to say.
Exactly.
He was still. Russ and I were talking to him. He's in the hospital with a trach, and he still was going. Nope.
That was the last time I talked to him too. Was when we were in the truck. I was sitting out there.
Hey,
we had some fun.
What's up, Irish? Still as hairy as ever.
Yeah, there he is. It's the Bushman.
Yeah.
Gosh. See, he don't look any different.
No.
It's just you, Mark. Just you.
That's all right. I could only improve. I can't get any
Hey,
worse.
Mark, you got hair on your face, Mark. Mark, you got hair on your face.
You can't even squint as like I can. I get a headache from it, man. It's horrible.
You know, another thing Byron would do is for like the off-air chats, he would start one, invite everybody, and then close it, and then start another one.
Yeah.
Invite and do that 3 or 4 times. You get into one and it's already closed, and he's starting another one somewhere else.
Well, that's because I was telling Russ. I was like, hey, it can't be that hard to start this video chat because my dad could do it.
He can do it 5 times in 20 minutes. So
you know what? That's totally true. I totally forgot about that. Too, you remember when he would get pissed off when the internet would reset and he'd come back and he's like, y'all still there? Y'all still there? And he was all concerned that we were still there. We're like, yeah, we're here. And he's like, y'all need to come over to another one. I started another one. And we're like, where are we all supposed to go? And there would be like 5.
We're trying to dodge the NSA, you know.
We used to leave messages for the NSA guy. It's like, whoever's listening to this, hope you have a good day.
I forgot about that, Christian. Holy cow.
Yeah, what's your pistol? What's your pistol?
Hey, you know he's got a line upstairs, right? He made sure somebody got the internet upstairs. Hey, right now, not only over our shoulders, but somewhere. If we see somebody we don't know commenting, yeah.
That's gotta be him. That's the man there. Yeah, buddy. Oh man.
I remember he sent me a chat invite for being late to one of them once. I was like, holy shit. I know, really? He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm getting on in just a second. He's like, okay, well, we're all here. I'm going, I just got chat chewed. Really? Okay, I'm on my way.
You know, one of my favorite things is you could not piss him off either. If you were his friend, nothing you could do would piss him off. I intentionally tried to rip off Kansas and Friends when I was building that rifle, waiting for him to call me out saying, hey, asshole, you just stole my shit. Never once. Yep. He watched them religiously, commented, love them.
He commented all the comments.
Yep. Well, I always made sure he watched it too. But yeah, he never bitched at all that I was stealing, you know, Kansas and Friends with Stinger and Friends.
No, but the only thing he would say is you're building another rifle? How many rifles you need? Remember? He kept saying, you really need another rifle. That was awesome.
He loved his friends, and he really enjoyed being around it. He didn't have any bad will towards. I don't think he had bad will towards anybody.
Well, I don't think he liked Obama. Yeah.
Well.
Oh yeah.
And I'll bet you, and I'll bet you, as soon as Obama got out of office, had he met him, they could have actually
been best friends.
They could have had a beer. They could have had a beer.
I still wouldn't let him in the chat if he. But yeah.
No, I'll bet Byron could have had a beer with him because I don't think Byron held anything against anybody. I mean, holy moly.
He'd be like, Mr. Obama, tell me the truth. Is there really a conspiracy to create hell? You can tell me.
This is what I was saying earlier to somebody. I was like, you know what's happened right now is Byron's up in heaven right now, and he's fucking screaming at us, going, I know what's going on. I got the fucking answers. I can't tell him.
I got the paper right here.
Are you kidding me? I can't tell them? Oh, that's fucking bullshit.
Kansas and Friends up here, man.
He'll be the only person that'll be in heaven and get an argument and go, are you serious? I can't tell my friends? Oh, that's fucking bullshit. Oh,
hey, Clint, do you remember that time when he was talking about that pocket knife and you were telling him about the scales or whatever, the grips, and he was like, well, this one works. It just works. Do you remember that? And he was getting he thought you were trying to say that there was something not right about his knife. And he's like, no, it's a good one. It was a what are those ones from Walmart? It starts with a C. I can't remember the name of it. And he was asking you like all these. Yeah.
Columbia
No.
River knifing tool?
No, the cedar one. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
The cedar
and
one.
he was asking Clint, like he was giving Clint.
I went and bought it. I actually went and bought it. Just
He
so I
was
had it.
hammering Clint about it. He asking Clint every question under the sun. He, like Clint do everything about knives or something. Do you remember that, Clint?
That's a no, Bobby.
Or,
See,
no audio.
Mark, you just totally fucked with Bobby because you blew that into the camera, so you were gone, and you slowly came into view. So Bobby was like, "I got a double squint."
No, I was looking at Clint because Clint doesn't. His mic is not working.
Oh, I'm sure it's working. He don't care to talk a lot of the time.
It should be. It was like coming down in front of him a while ago. Big boom mic. Oh no, he's got the other mic on now.
No, there's no sound at all. Your green thing is not popping up, and that's another thing we would do. Remember, Byron would be like, "Your green thing isn't moving."
Did you just say his green thing wasn't popping up?
Hey,
Oh Lord.
What's up?
We're
Poco Loco,
we
Taco.
No, Poco Loco. Oh no. I'm in the same room with him, and Jim's not here to protect me. I'm
Sorry, I sent the link. My bad. What's up, Jim?
Oh, I also posted the link in the actual comments on YouTube that somebody was following, just to make it easier on everyone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so Poco's there now, yeah, and Kevin, and who we got? Super Sanity, as well as that's it.
Buzz for
That's me. I'm Super Sanity.
Mark.
I'm sorry, Mark. I wasn't aware of the new super name.
Yeah, he changed his name like he changed his underwear back.
I know. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, what's the year?
Something with his name.
I'm like Mark 1616, Wasser. It's that fucking guy.
Yeah, where is Wasser?
He's gonna show up and he'll talk and he might fall down by the couch and have a beer. Who knows? One of those moments, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so did everybody have a chance to talk to your dad? No, this is a serious moment. Did everybody have a chance to talk to your dad before he passed?
I honestly don't know. I know that I did and Russ did. I don't know who else.
I did. I saved the message. He sent me a message 3 days before he passed on Facebook. It was right around our birthdays, Christian.
I was actually supposed to be sending that rifle back to him. A lot of you guys don't know, but him and his wife had split, and he was going to give the rifle to her. She didn't want that, so he had her send me the rifle until he got out of the hospital. He got out of the hospital, was in the nursing, mystic care living, and he could have his rifle back. So I was actually in the process of sending it back to him.
See, this is good for me because I learned what's happening now because he contacted me, and when he talked to me, we just sat around and talked. It was a different Byron. It was a different Byron though. He didn't want to talk about anything specific. He just wanted to talk. He was asking. We were just talking about Kansas. We were talking about when I lived in Topeka, and he was like, "Just tell me about when you were here."
That was the last conversation I had with him too.
Yeah, he's like, "Just tell me about when you were here." And I told him about when we used to go fishing out on Branson before it was Branson, back down on Lake Tinnicomo. And I was telling him where we used to live there, and he's like, "Just keep talking, just keep talking." And so I was telling him all about when I lived in Kansas. I lived on Fairlawn Street down in Topeka, and where I used to go hang out. And I went to Topeka West, and he was just BSing and talking. He just wanted me to keep talking, just keep talking, just keep talking about my time when I was in Kansas. He didn't want to hear anything else, just that. And I was talking to you could tell he was not feeling his sort. He was not It was not him, so it must have been when they were splitting or when they split or whatever.
It was hard.
Yeah,
It was hard.
after him and his wife had split, he didn't want to talk about anything like that. He just wanted to simply talk and enjoy people's company and not feel alone. And because he felt like his life was just like tumbling.
That makes me feel good because when he called me, he just called me and said, "You said you lived in Topeka, Kansas." I'm like, "Yep, I want to hear about it. That's all I want to hear about." And I was like, "Okay." We started talking, and he was like, "Just keep talking. Just keep talking."
He actually sent me a link. He actually sent me a message on Facebook, and he said, "Do you have the same phone number?" And I sent him back a message, and I can't share it because it'll give my phone number out. I said, "No, I don't have the same phone number. Here's my phone number." And I sent him the message, and in the message he says, "Hey, Bobby, I just want to hang out. I haven't heard from you in a while. Hope all is well. I miss you, brother. God bless. I know your birthday's coming up soon. I hope you enjoy it. Please hang out with me when you get a chance. Here's my new phone number."
Yeah.
That's the last time I spoke with him.
In every message I have from him, right now it just tears me up. It's like, no matter what conversation I had right now, I feel like they weren't long enough.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always the case, though.
The last time I talked to him, I was on my way into work, and it was great to hear his voice, and I say, "Hey, love your brother," all the emotion was there. But now it's like, I wish I would have been able to talk to him longer.
Yep.
About a week before he went home, we talked about kid, Dot, and my grandchildren. That's all he wanted to talk about.
Yeah, he told me he talked about me and his granddaughter a lot.
He loved the kids. Every time I talk to him, he's like, hug those kids of yours. And when we went camping that one time,
he was real close. He was close to the end last time I talked to him, and that's all he wanted to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah.
He wanted to understand what he knew he was going to
Well,
be.
I guess he felt a lot closer to me than I thought he did because he not only listed me as next of kin, but maker for any life purposes in the medical field. And that's the name I was looking for. But a heads up would have been nice.
I came up. I remembered that. A few minutes on.
Yeah, a heads up would have been nice because it just kind of got thrown at me.
The last time I spoke with him, though, I think he knew that he wasn't going to be around much longer because, like you said, the conversations were more serious. It was absolutely not one thing about politics.
No.
Yeah.
It was. He was just asking me about, how's the new house. We had only, we've been here like 3 or 4 years or whatever, and he was asking me, just how's my wife, and I think he knew that,
Yeah, I think he did know. I think he did know because when he called me and said, just talk. Just talk to me. That's all I want to do is talk. And it was just about you. I guess he wanted to learn something about me, a little piece about me. And so we just sat there and talked. I did most of the talking. And Dorothy, he did talk about you and the little one a lot.
Really.
He sent me a message one time, and he asked me if I had the phone number of somebody's phone number, and I didn't have it. And he's like, "I'll get it. Don't worry." And next thing I know, John's calling me. "Bobby, do you have this phone number?" And I'm like, "No, I don't."
I remember the first time I ever saw him actually. The first time I ever saw him actually cry. The first time, and yes, you are in it, little miss. You two got in a fight. There was something. It was none of my business. It was none of my business. But you two got in a fight, and he was not a happy. He was just a very unhappy guy. Very unhappy guy.
That fight caused us to not talk for 2 years, actually, because we're both stubborn, bullheaded little shits. And,
I remember him saying that too.
Yeah, he would be so upset about not talking to you, Dot.
Yeah.
It would be like, "Dude, you guys hopefully will be talking soon because you're just both assholes."
Yeah. And when I finally called him, so just everyone knows, the fine was about my ex and how he was treating me and how I needed to leave him and all that shit. And he decided that he should do a well check on me. And the police showed up to my house and caused a whole bunch of drama. They were pointing like mace guns at everybody and like acting like this was some life or death situation, which at that moment it wasn't. And I got super pissed at him. I told him, look, I'm a grown adult. If I needed help, I would have called for help. Like, I don't need you to intercede on my life. And he pretty much told me, I'm your dad, that's my job. And I said, you know what? I don't have to talk to you and give you any information if that's how you want to be. If you cannot respect the fact that I'm a woman and I can take care of myself. So I held on to that for 2 years. And I called him one day after everything did become physically abusive, and I left. And I told him, I went to apologize and tell him like he was right. You know, I should have left a long time ago. And he wouldn't let me apologize. He was just like, no, I don't need an apology. I already know.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
We're stubborn. I'm stubborn.
That was the first time I'd ever seen him. We were mid conversation. I think there was like 4 of us there.
There was. I was there.
Mid conversation, and he just literally he just starts going, and I don't. Why doesn't she get it? Why doesn't she get it?
He started slowing his arms up and down, and he was very animated.
very upset. Why doesn't she get it? I'm just trying to tell, and he just lost it.
I was sitting in that room right there, actually. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning. It was one of those.
So just so you know, there's a lot of people that you haven't met that have just bumped into you right now as this part of your life is moving along, that have known about you and have spoken to your dad and had your dad try to explain the way he feels about you to them. And it was and I will tell you this, I don't think you'll meet one person that ever heard your dad say anything bad, like she's bad. Nothing. No. I never heard your dad say anything bad.
No, he'll tell you that I'm a stubborn little bitch with a mouth on me.
But you know what? Your dad was just like, why doesn't she understand? Why doesn't she understand?
Well, and he was asking why she didn't understand, like stupid.
That was it. That was it.
Remember when Dorothy used to come in the privates and come in and bust all our balls?
Yeah. Very well. He's like, he wouldn't even say anything. He would just send her an invite, and all of a sudden we'd be sitting there talking shit, and a girl would pop in, and we were like, oh.
Girl. She'd come in swinging. You know, she held her own.
Well, that's what I told him. I'm like, Dad, if I can hold my own in a conversation amongst all these old folks, you really think I can't handle my own in real life? Like, Dorothy, are you shitting me right now?
Dorothy, I remember you had a cell phone.
Sorry. Can I just give you a little bit of father advice, right? Because I'll tell you what, as a dad of daughters, right, who are your age and have been similar situations, right? It's hard. You don't understand how hard it was when your dad in Kansas while you're in Cali, right? He was doing what he's doing, which a lot of us in this room know, but we're not going to bring up, right? Yep. It's done.
Yeah.
But do you understand that as a man and your father who loves you, may not be able to explain it to you, but who loves you and can't do what a father's supposed to do, which is protect his little girl? Right? Yeah, you're a grown-ass woman. But you know what? At that time, you didn't need to protect it. You couldn't be there to do it.
Well, now that I have a little girl of my own, I understand a lot better. I really do. She's the whole reason I left in the first place.
That's what comes with, that comes with maturity and age. You know, I'm dealing with it all the time, right? I have 3 daughters, right? And I have multiple grandchildren. And my son still doesn't have a child, so that tells you, right? So believe me, as a father, everything he did was out of love, including calling the cops that day for a wellness check, because he did not know exactly the day and time when this asshole was going to do what was going to do. So he couldn't effectively be there, so he did the best thing he could. And I'm so glad that you guys got to talk to each other and got back together. And, man,
absolutely.
Absolutely. The thing that I am most grateful for is going back and amending things. Like, even though he didn't accept the apology, like, that's like the best decision I could have ever made.
You were these. You're hammered at the same point. You come from the same stock. You are the same blood, right? So you understand that you're both assholes. So you know, it's just part of being a family. You know, me and my kids, we can fight to the death. So the second somebody tries to stick their hand in, we're both cutting it off.
Yeah. The best thing of everything though is when you're all done and you're just sitting there and you got your little girl beside you, you can always say, "My dad loved me. My dad loved me."
Amen.
He did. So many people you've never met.
He loved he
are sitting here right now, and we all knew he loved you. We knew he loved you.
Yeah.
I remember one night you popped in you had that cell phone. You had just gotten a new iPhone or whatever it was. And you were pissed off. You're like, this stupid ass thing. And you're yelling. And he's like, it'll be okay. It's just a chat. And I was like, you left. You had clicked out and it was just he and I. And then and I said, dude, I didn't realize that was your daughter. And I had nasty mouth and all this. And he's like, really, Bobby? Really, Bobby? And he was getting on me. He's like, you think she can handle her own? And it was funny. I was like, but I'm not that. I'm not disrespectful like that. He's like, I think I know you well enough. And that's what he said. I think I know you well enough. I'll never forget that. Paco, didn't you win your didn't he win one of your contests? Isn't that how you guys met?
Yeah.
We met on one of my older channels years ago. When I was doing the gun stuff and everything.
Was that where y'all met?
Yeah, it was. God, it was a long time ago.
Yeah,
isn't it you like early channels?
What's that?
Isn't it one of your car channels? Early ones. I remember you guys talking about it one time back in the day when you could remember which channel it was.
Yeah, I've gone through a few channels, but
you're like Mark.
Well, I kind of
not here at the moment, but yeah, that man goes through many channels.
I had the Broken Tape Tech channel, and that had a few videos go viral, and I was getting the wrong attention, and I didn't really like having the spotlight on me, and so I kind of deleted everything and stopped uploading to that. And I met him in one of the, I think, Poison Stingers chats.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we just kind of hit it off. He instant messaged me, I think, on MySpace or something. I think it was a long time ago. It was a while ago. And I was, I think some of us, we were all in his first Kansas and Friends chat.
Yeah.
And I remember he was helping his daughter with starting her channel, and then I was there for all that stuff. And,
what's going on with that?
Yeah, he talked me into starting a channel.
He was excited about that. I remember that.
Yeah.
What's going on with that, anyways?
I just kind of
quit. Like the rest of us, we get.
Hey, I just uploaded a video today. Damn it, I upload videos every day.
Okay, most of us.
Well, no, what happened was like a whole bunch of drama broke out between like him and my ex, and when all that happened, I just kind of gave up YouTube and everything in general when we had our huge fight.
You gotta do something again. Have the little one out there. Have some fun. Literally just take that memory and put it away on YouTube for a while.
I think my next video that I should post on my channel is the one of me going out to Russ and shooting that gun.
I like
That
it.
would be cool.
I like it
Yeah,
a
that would
lot.
be really cool.
I like it a
Hell
lot.
yeah. Well, we'll make a day of it, man.
That'd be
Right?
really awesome. Yeah, that would be cool.
We show the video of the hand down of the gun, and then you can like
You know what, Russell?
his part of
Tell
his
you-
shit into my portion.
I'll tell you what, Russell. We'll sponsor it. We'll sponsor. I'll make sure I'll have Black Widow sponsor it. We'll pay for the ammunition.
I'll help. I'll do what I can.
The ammunition is going to be provided by Byron.
And just so you know, Russ has offered to for a couple of you guys and stuff, and for me, I'm sending him a vial of my dad's ashes, and he's gonna put them into like bullet keychains and bullets and stuff. So, because he thinks that eventually my dad would get a kick out of it to be shot out of a gun.
That'd be cool.
That would be amazing.
Not out of wait, not out of any gun.
No.
Out of his own gun.
Yes.
Yeah, out of his own gun.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's well, if you got John, you say you've been watching all my videos. You're a damn liar because I've been talking about getting
dude, I watch all your videos. I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, you haven't seen those ones because it's been quite a few that I've been talking about getting that together so that I could put them into those rounds. Whatever.
Don't worry. Bobby told him to put 35 grains of powder in there. So
I just watched.
It's got to be into some tannerite.
I just watched one today of yours. You were shooting your.
That's right.
You did your update and you did a shooting video today.
Paco's got. Yes, he did. Paco's got a point. You got to do it with some tannerite. Remember when y'all blew up the cake, how excited he was when he hit the cake? And he's like, I told you, and he hit the cake.
Yeah.
And he yelled, whoever he yelled at. You remember
when you going down there?
Well, he was yelling at his wife. He was yelling at his wife and his son-in-law, right? Because his son-in-law is a dick. I'm sort of a little dick. And he was giving Byron the business the whole time. Oh, you can't hit nothing. You shot. Oh, you're just horrible. You're never gonna hit that. You might as well give it to me. Hit that. Right. And I'm just going not to lose my ever.
Up again, Russ.
So when are you going down there? When are you going to get the rifle, Dorothy?
I'm not quite sure. I ran into some financial issues, so I have to save up the money to go out there.
There you go, Clint. Sorry.
So
your audio's working.
How much does it cost for you to go there?
Hello.
Well, I can drive there. I just have to have like, I have to save up like $100 in order to go out there. But there's just like a lot of other things that happen that I have to pay for, so it's gonna take me a little bit to save up that money to go out there.
So how much do you need to go out there? $100?
Yeah, roughly.
I don't have it to give you. I'm sorry. It's all I
No,
can do.
I'm not asking.
No. Listen. I'll send you an email. You shoot me an email back. I'll get you what you got to have. All right.
Hello.
All right, thank you.
It's the least I can do for your dad.
Should do a snowflake melters little auction.
Anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you're.
Yes,
Yes,
we can hear you.
I can hear you. Paco Loco, thank you very much for the comment. Yes. Dorothy, you and I will talk. We'll get this handled. You need to go get your gun.
Okay.
It's the least I'll do for your dad. You need to get that
I
done.
sent you the email in the chat next to. In the
Hey,
group
John.
chat.
Thank you.
John, if you figure it out,
Yep.
I'm in.
Okay.
Clint, can you say anything?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
Damn it, man. Everything worked last night, and it always happens.
Yeah. When it's time for the real deal, you're gonna blow your wad, eh? Oh, that didn't sound right. Sorry.
Yeah, Bobby, you're right.
Especially with you over there squinting like you're
doing a squint and a blow your wad thing. Did you just do that, Bobby?
I just got that too, Bob.
Do not squint and say blow your load. I mean, please. See, but Kansas would be like, he would dust your ass for that one, right? That'd be it. We'd be talking about this for a
He would be
month.
doing his laugh.
A month.
He would be doing his laugh where he looks like a Cheshire cat when he.
Hey, John, did you realize what you just said?
Yeah.
What would Kansas do?
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, Clint, do you remember that knife story, though? Remember when he was... You remember that? He's like pissed off, and he was like almost yelling at you because he wanted to know about this knife. And you were like, basically telling him, I don't know.
Irish, even if you remember, tell him no. He's been talking about that damn knife.
Time with Bobby.
No, it was just, he was so animated. You know, because usually he was pretty laid back other than when he would get all frustrated about whatever politics was going on.
Oh, if he got excited, though,
he'd be usually laid back. He always looks so comfortable, like he's just laying on a pillow. But then he'd start bouncing when he gets excited, you know?
He'd be like,
or when he's worked up about something, like super pissed off, he'd get all and get like super close to the screen.
It would still be dark.
He would
still be dark.
But you could at least see him because then the monitor's light would like hit his face.
I'm pissed off. I'm so pissed off.
But the funny thing is he was trying to ask Clint information about a particular knife, and Clint was like trying to answer it, and he was like just freaking out. It was funny. It was the funniest thing.
I went and bought that Ozark Mountain Trail just because he said, I like that knife. It's a good, I don't think it's any, it's a good knife.
Yeah, it ended up being a good knife.
It's a good knife, John. It's a good knife. I went and bought the knife just to be done with it.
Clint said, I remember Clint's like, just send it to me, Byron. I'll take care of it. Just send it to me. And that was it.
Hey, John, we don't want to talk about you and buying knives.
Yeah, he's got a knife collection.
Yes, I have a knife issue.
Especially when you're drinking.
Yes. Well, that was for Justin. And by the way, you said you wanted to see it when I finally finished the first one. So
yeah,
here it is, baby. Here it is.
Dude, you're like that dude on the side of the road. Y'all, you need some toothbrushes?
I got four. I have four of those now. Four of them.
And you're gonna put them on a wall.
Okay, now at this point, it's not a collection; it's a symptom.
Yes, it is. I have a. It is like tools for me. I have a problem. I don't have them all. As soon as I have them all, I won't have a problem anymore.
Then you've got a problem because it's gonna be hard to have them all.
I've had two people that be like, "You have 4 shops now?" Yes, I have 4 shops, 4 complete shops, all with tools. That's my thing. I'm into that shit. That and knives. And Byron fucking loved. He loved talking knives with me. He loved it.
Yeah.
But he was always a Missouri boy. Even though his name was Kansas, when it came to fucking knives, he was a Missouri boy. Show it to me. Show it to me. I want to see it. I want to see the knife. But pull it out. Oh yeah. I like that. That's good. We talking about.
I love that line that he'd always. Oh yeah.
That was the. Oh, you're not full of shit. Okay.
He was telling us about an old timer. Remember that little old timer he was telling us about, and he kept.
Yeah.
His hands weren't working very good, and he kept throwing it on the floor.
Yeah.
He says, if I can't down one more time.
I had the entire 1991. And I went, I have it all. He went, no, John. I went, I have the whole fucking 1991. I have the entire 1991 series. And he went, no, you do not. I have them all, motherfucker. I swear to God, I do. And I showed him to him one at a time. He's like, you know what? You're so easily played. That's when I realized that motherfucker just had me do an entire YouTube video for him personally. Here, flip, here, boom, flip, here. He's like, yeah, good, that's awesome. Yeah, a little closer. There, right here. Yeah, okay, that's awesome. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that, John. I'm going to bed, John. Having a hard time today. So have a good one. Bye. I love that guy.
He used to love doing VRs. He used to love it when he would get a VR. He was so excited when he would get a VR.
You know what I'm sad about? The old crew. The old crew isn't here right now. That's what makes me most sad right now. AJ Prepper. All the ones from when Byron first got on the air. First. We're talking 2000 and... What was it? 2006, 2007 when he first got on, and he was talking to all the preppers, AJ Prepper.
Oh, he was so into the prepping for the longest time.
Oh yeah.
That's how we met. That's how I met.
We BS'd for quite a bit. Him and I talked about some power solutions for him in the house. We were bullshitting
High Desert Pioneer says he hasn't seen Eagle in a coon's age.
HDP, what's up, dude? Hey, but there's a link out there, guys. Join us.
Yeah.
Yep, the link's in the description and the actual comments.
There's two slots left. Get your butts in here if you want to actually be a part of it.
Where's TJ?
Make your debut. My dad would be very happy.
I don't know where TJ is. I called him. I left a message. I texted him. I'm going to go ahead and call him again.
Hey,
Midwest Porter, we're calling you. Where are you, TJ?
TJ's a good guy.
Yeah, he's not an easy man to get a hold of. I've tried calling him and
Clint.
I thought he was dying.
Hey, there you go. There's Clint. There's Clint. Mister, I'm in the middle of a cornfield in Kansas. There you go, right there.
Okay, I did get a text from TJ. I didn't hear it because I have these things on. He said that he's at the hospital. We'll talk later, and it's not him, by the way. So it's somebody else.
Okay. So hey, you know what? Well, prayers. You know that's something immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hope everything's good.
Long hair, what was it? Long hair 69 or something. He would do the chats in the garage, and he had his would have his BSA behind him.
Yeah.
And that's who we're missing. Kansas.
Those guys. What was that guy from New York that did the fish thing?
The fish thing.
Oh, New York.
All those connexes or something. All those connex containers or something.
Half-ass. You know half-ass.
No, it wasn't half-ass. It was
half-ass.
That's
East
not.
Coast. New York and was doing all the property stuff up in Pennsylvania, and then he bought a warehouse somewhere in New York and started raising fish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was talking about the hydroponic all the time with the fish and
Yeah.
And Christian just brought up a good point. Who was the guy that he was building all the containers and welding them together? That was another person that was on our chat.
There's a couple guys doing that.
We got to bring up an old chat and just see if we can.
Let's do it like Mystery Science Theater 3000. We can just watch
What was that?
Bobby, you're doing that chick thing again.
That was like the first time I chatted with Byron was in 6/26 of 2013 on this actual one, but my other account was way back in 2012, I think.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
That's cool. Yeah.
2011 right here. 2011.
Well, I started my account, my YouTube in 2010, and I met him not too long after the fact.
Are you trying to?
I think it's been a long time. I think I was on in like 2013.
Yes, I am, bitch.
Are you gonna one up me, motherfucker?
I remember Byron getting so excited though. If you made a VR for him, like when he would do his prepping, chats and talks.
What do you mean he'd get so excited when you did it? He would haunt you if you didn't.
Yes.
Right?
That's true.
That's true. He was content.
You're
going to enter my contest, right?
You're going to do my contest. That's right. You're going to VR. You're going to make a VR for me, right? I forgot about that.
I remember videos come from OIF Eagle, and he would leave little hints at the beginning of his video. I've got to do this.
That's right. But I guess what I was saying is like if you just made a VR for him for like a video that he was making and you wanted to make a point, and you could just make a VR to make a VR for him, he would get so excited. And do y'all remember when that girl, Are You Ready For It, joined his chat that one time? And how excited he got when she joined? He was like, he thought like God just joined the room or something. He was just freaking excited. He's like, oh, I can't believe she's here. And he was just like, he had just met.
Like she was famous or something.
Yeah, dude,
Meanwhile,
so
the guy was like 9.
I'll tell you what, I always, it was always a really good moment when he would say goodbye. Always, he would tell me. I don't know if everybody else had the same thing. If you didn't, I'm sorry. If you did, awesome. Every time he said goodbye to me, he always went, "You know what, John? What, brother? I love you."
Yeah, he always said, "Good night."
Oh yeah, brother, be safe. Good night. I always thought it was so. He also always so awesome that he would stop for a minute. He would literally slow everything down and all slow down. He wanted to make sure I knew he appreciated me, and I don't know. I always thought it was awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, he always said good night. God bless. It was. He always said.
The last time
he would always call me on the cell phone, and talk like he would fall asleep on the phone and be snoring. I would be in the middle of a school play or something, in my kid's school play, and he would call, and I'd answer it because I knew he had something pressing that he had to talk to me right then. And he would just be torn up if I wouldn't answer the phone, and he would just keep blowing me up, and then he'd get me on Google Plus, and he would just, yeah.
Duh, you know what? These are all these people that just love your dad. We all love your dad. Your dad was an awesome person.
It's very touching for me to just hear all these stories and hear all the love and all the joy that, like, even though you guys are talking about how much, like, you know, you guys got joy from talking to him, like, it just shows me how much joy he got from all of you.
Oh, and trust you me, we've had our Kansas moments. This is a very important part of this video right now. Right now is a very important part of this video. So let's just do this. We've all had our Kansas moments, which were our God damn it. God damn it. Fuck, not now. Seriously, I love you, but not now.
Oh yeah,
we all listen, young lady, all of us, every one of us, and anybody who says lying motherfucker.
I don't have 2 hours.
Yeah, all of us. We all had our Kansas moments, but I'll tell you this: the things I've learned from your dad, I learned what your dad loved about you. All right. I know your dad loved you a lot, a ton. I saw your dad be sad one time. One time I saw your dad sad. You little girl, you. All right. I've seen your dad be happy, joyed, out of his mind. Yes, anything could do that for your dad. He government. Ha! I found the secret. It could be a lot of things that would make him smile. All right. But I saw what made your dad sad.
I told you back in 2013.
I saw what made your dad sad. I saw what made your dad sad. It was you and him fighting. That made your dad sad. I know that one. That's ingrained right here. I know that one. You do too. I really think you do understand and know that one. But your dad meant a lot to so many of us. He did so many things for all of us. And I mean, there's moments in time like me screaming at your dad. I actually screamed at your dad, screamed at him, yelled at your dad. Because I found out from you he didn't have a computer. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you not fucking tell me? Why would you not fucking tell me that you don't have this?
Like, it's so easy. I could have easily fixed this. I could have easily. All you had to do was say something, and I was like, I didn't know, John.
He had so much pride, and the one thing that he's always taught me, like, even though he loves everybody, the one thing he's not gonna do is try and ask for someone to fix something for him, because his biggest thing in life is that you have to fight for what you want, and you have to work towards that. And like that's one thing he always told me he is so proud of me about, is that no matter what happens in my life, I always push forward and I keep moving and striving for something bigger and better.
And that's good, but we're still going to take care of making sure the transfer of this firearm takes place.
We're getting some bad feedback, by the way.
That's Mule.
Oh, by the way, it's Christian was right. Beer Man is not here neither.
Yeah, I'm adding a list of people just so we can reminisce. And I brought up a video of one of our chats. Whatever happened to Hammer 357 Mag?
Oh, yeah, he dropped off the face of the earth.
I think he died.
Yeah,
actually.
Did he passed away too?
Yeah, because he was gone.
He was supposed to go with you and Stanger and middle class prepper and go on that retreat with Kansas, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And then he dropped off just as you guys were finalizing everything and everything was going forward.
No, Hammer makes videos still. He makes drone videos. Hammer 357 Magnum. Yes, he makes videos. I did VR for him not too long ago.
No.
Yes.
That's what's his name?
Yeah, you're talking about Magnum.
Yeah.
Magnum. Oh, I'm sorry.
An older guy, always had a cowboy hat.
Yep, I'm sorry. I got it wrong. I got him mixed up.
Yeah, he was an older guy, so.
Yeah, my bad.
He play
God.
guitar and he'd sing songs and, you know.
Feedback is terrible. Horrible.
It's Mule again. Damn it, Mule, put some earphones in.
So, the one you're talking about, Hammer 357 Mag, he was a musician, real talented guy, and a ton of fun. Much like Magnum, but totally different. And your dad loved 357.
He loved all of you guys. Like, I was like, that's how he ended up talking me into like getting on and starting my own channel. And TJ, yeah. But
TJ is in the hospital, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
I remember when your dad told me one day, he said, "You know what, John? What I like best about you?" I said, "What?" He went, "You smell like soup." Well, what the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? I smell like soup. But you smell like soup. And I remember your dad said like 5 times to me. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? What the fuck did I smell like soup? What the hell? That's the craziest thing your dad ever said to me was, you know what, John, what I think I like about you? You smell like soup.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
The
last time I talked to him,
he wanted me to come get him and wanted to go to California to take care of some business.
Yeah.
Really
Oh yeah.
I was up at 3 a.m. that morning talking on the phone. He's like, "Yeah, we gotta go take care of some. You think you can roll out here?" I'm like, "I don't think we can do that right now."
Secret people in secret places. I know people, motherfucker. I know people.
He said he flat out told me I got friends in high places. He meant it too. I got friends in high places. That's how he said it.
The last public chat
You do realize we're drinking cheap shit. You do realize that, right? We are drinking cheap shit. Just for him. And I have the expensive stuff, like he always said. If you can't show the expensive stuff, then the cheap stuff doesn't matter.
That's right. That's
right.
Hey, I got some lag. I don't want to talk over anybody trying to say something. So when you, I'll say something. Like when you're done.
Go for it, Paco.
The last public chat that I don't know if it was his last public chat they had, but it was the last public chat that I was in with him. He had his oxygen and all his stuff on and everything.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm getting tired. The chat, it was a public chat and it ended. He goes, we're going to continue this chat privately. So he started a private chat. Everybody went in to talk. And then he goes, hey guys, I'm kind of getting tired. I got to get off. And everybody's like, well, you just started this chat. He goes, I know, but I just wanted you guys to continue the conversation and keep talking.
That we used to do all the time. That we used to have with me and Russell with him. Me and Russell would talk at the very, very. If I'm running over the top of me, I'm sorry. So I apologize, but we'll all deal with it. But at the very, very end, Russell, I don't remember how we got started again. Something happened, and we started talking, and before you know it, it was like cancer friends needs to happen. So we all started just BSing, and it was like it just happened, and it was a good day. It was an awesome moment.
I was sitting in my truck out there in the driveway.
Yeah, and I remember it was just like that was the way it used to be. That was the way it used to be. We started having fun. We were all just bullshitting and talking, and then all of a sudden Byron got like he was locked on. It was time. It was time. And by the way, for all you people that don't know, when it's time, it's time. It's time. We're getting on the chat. He sent out his stuff. He sent out his links, and it happened. And when we just had a blast. We bullshitted for like I don't know what we do, like 8, 10 episodes.
But it was like no, it wasn't even that many, was it?
Yeah,
like 5 or 6.
No, we were like 8 or 10 episodes, easy.
Really? Okay.
But then all of a sudden he got really ill. He got really ill and wasn't able to continue on. But still, I got a chance to talk to him privately, which I loved. I thought that was awesome that he wanted to actually talk to me privately. Just talk. Speak. Just talk.
Like I said,
I know Russell, you were very special to him. You were very
He talked to me a lot.
I had just had that surgery. I had a pretty serious. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. I had a kind of a pretty serious surgery, and John actually was the only one that knew about it. And Byron calls, and Byron called. This is when I was living in the apartment, so I still had my cell phone. And Byron called, and I didn't want to answer because I wasn't feeling good, and I didn't want to tell him what was going on because then he might tell everybody else, as you guys know. And I didn't want. Yeah, I know, I understand. But anyways, so I didn't want it to get out because I wanted to do it on my own. That way, everybody knew what was going on. Well, I didn't answer the phone initially, and then he texted me. And he just said, call. So I called, and I kept trying to beat around the bush. I kept trying to, not explain where I was and everything. He's like, nope, something's wrong. You don't sound normal. This doesn't sound right. I heard a beep in the background. Who's that woman's voice? And he was all like Inspector 12 or something, And I had to finally tell him, and he's like, why would you hide that? We need to be praying about this. We need to be talking about this. We need to be taking care of this. And he was just so adamant. I mean, he was pissed. And I was like, well, and I told him, I was like, well, I don't want to. And me and him both talk a lot. And I was like, dude, I didn't want to be on the phone for 3 hours neither. I don't feel all and I talk enough to be on the phone for 3 hours myself.
Oh, yeah. You and Byron in the same room, it was horrible. It just.
Yeah. And anyways, and he says, well, next time, you better take care of this. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm just going to call your wife because I happen to have her number. I was like, damn. He was mad. I mean, he was legitimately pissed that I didn't say something. But I just wanted to do it.
It's so funny that he was so pissed about that, considering, like, he would try to hide that stuff from everybody, too.
Oh, yeah. He knew what the hell was up. Like, that's when, like, no, that's why he knew, too, because he wasn't stupid,
Well, back in December, he had ended up in the hospital again, and I didn't know about it for like a week and a half, and I called because I was like, I haven't heard from him. Like, I literally heard from that man like every other day, not playing, and so I'm like, I haven't heard from him. Like, what the hell's going on? So I went to call, and they're like, oh, he's not here right now. And I'm like, well, where the hell is he? Oh, we can't indulge that information to you. And I'm like, excuse me? So it took me like 3 days to get through to him at the hospital because I kept getting the freaking runaround, but I'm a stubborn ass. So I was like going to higher ups and everything to like figure out what the hell happened. And I got so mad at him. I was like, you are going to end up dying one of these days, and I am not going to know because you're too stubborn to fucking tell anybody.
He told me, he said, I got your wife's phone number now. That's all I need. And that's what he told me. Because I called him back with her number. And he asked me straight up when I answered the phone. He says, what number is this? I said, this is my wife's number. And I didn't think anything of it. And like John said, he let me go through that whole conversation. And at the end, he says, I got your wife's number now. And I was like, oh, shit. It didn't even occur to me, because I was feeling like crap. But yeah,
You don't really have to worry about that. You can lose number. You have to give him my phone number a week. Oh, dude, I lost your phone number. Can I have it? Or my address with
my gosh,
phone
he
number
was so terrible with that. He asked me for my address like every other week, my phone number every other week. Like, it was terrible.
Yeah, I'm the same way though.
You knew if he didn't call you that he would have to Google Hangout with you, so that he could get your number and your address again.
Yes, sir. And remember, he would send the fucking call thing, and it would make it ring and ring and ring. And if you didn't answer it, he would do it right away again, ring and ring and ring, and do it right away again. He would not stop because you're
you're there.
I know you're there.
So, Russell, real quick, Russell, what's a good time for you two to get together to do the gun?
I'm unemployed, so pretty much anytime is okay with me.
I know.
Whatever works for her.
I know I'm a dickhead and I'm fucking like calling shit on the carpet and stuff, but whatever's good. When do you guys want to do this thing?
Well, actually, I guess if I don't know if she sent the ashes yet or not, probably not. But it's going to take me a day or so in order to get those processed.
Yeah. And I have to do it over a weekend, and I have to make sure that my other sister, Caitlin, which I'm sure you guys have all heard about, is able to let me stay at her house while I'm there.
All right, so let's do this. Real fast, real quick. I'm being bossy. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Everybody else, fuck over it. So let's do this. Contact Caitlin. Make sure you find out when you got to do this thing, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get this thing taken care of. All right.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Russell. She's all covered. She'll get taken care of going down to you.
That's
no problem. It depends on where you find a lake. If it's in northern Arizona, it's very easy for me. But if you pick it's gonna suck. I'll do it.
Tactical Tone, join us, man.
Bobby, that name we were trying to remember, it was Days in the Garden.
Days in the Garden.
Oh, yeah.
Good job, Russ.
What the hell? How'd you pull that out of the
I don't know.
What the hell?
He won a couple of your guys' contests, like 3 in a row or something.
Oh my god! I remember that. I remember you in your garage standing there in your uniform. That was the last video I saw from you. I was like, "What? Oh my god! Wow! Holy
Days in the Garden."
I remember contacting you. You probably don't remember, Christian. I contacted you about Bobby being all messed up. You remember that?
Yep.
Vaguely. Well, yeah. I remember a few phone calls about Bobby being messed up from time to time. usually from Bobby.
I was like, listen, I need help. I can't find him. I don't know where he is.
Yep.
Something's
Fell off the face of the earth.
Not going well. I need to know where the hell this freaking kid is. Where is he? Find him, please.
That's what Byron did to me. Like, he's like, no, something's wrong. You hadn't been around, and this and this, and
he did to me. He did to me. In the middle of the night. In the middle of the goddamn night.
That's when he was that's when his brain would think the most, and that's how my brain is too. Like, at night, it just runs through everything.
I remember
I haven't seen you post a video in 2 weeks.
He would say to me, I love you. I love you. I love you. I said, I hate you, Byron. I fucking hate you. God! I fucking hate you. Do not do this shit to me. Don't do this shit to me. I swear to God, you go, listen, John, I love you. I love you, John. I love you, John.
Yeah.
I love you. And you're like, oh, fuck, don't do this stuff. I fucking hate the way you do this shit to me. But he would do it, and he would, I just need you to check one thing. Just check. Every time, rabbit hole.
One thing
going
always
down the
turned
rabbit
into
hole.
15.
I hadn't posted a video in like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. And Byron sends me a link and he couldn't get a hold of me on the phone. And he sent me that damn, the chat thing. And I didn't answer it. I just cut it off. And he sends me a thing. I know you're there. Exactly what he said. I know you're there. I was like, son of a bitch. My wife said you should have just ignored it. I was like, I can't. It's Byron. And she's like, yeah, but he's gonna tell. He knows what's up. I was like, damn it. And he would
do not fuck with Byron. Number one.
When he wanted your attention, he was gonna get it one way or the other.
Number two, if it was the middle of the night and something was wrong, it was important. It was very important. You can handle this. You're the person. You can handle this. You need to handle this. It's important. You little shit.
I got the call one night, and he was telling me before he got the rifle, and he was like, "All I have is 22. What happens if they break in?" And I was like, "Aim that 22 down the hallway and just open that son of a bitch up and kill anybody that comes through there. They're not going to come through there with a hornet's nest and shoot the shit out of them."
That's right. They won't stand in front of it and volunteer.
Yeah,
come on, Byron.
Shoot the shit out of them with that 22. Shoot them in the face if they come through the window. They're gonna keep coming.
Yeah.
I sent him some 22 ammo. It was that Stinger, the CCI plastic boxes, and it was when ammo was hard to get. And I sent it to him, and he's like, "Dude, don't you know you can't send ammo in the regular mail? It doesn't work that way. Don't ever do that again. It's not cool." And I was like, whoa, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to piss you off. He's like, "I don't care about that." Because I just don't want to get in trouble. And I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry." He's like,
"That's funny," because he told me when I did 9mm for him, he was totally like, "Just send the 9mm. Just send it." What?
Yeah. Then later on, he was cool about it. But
he was like, "Just send it."
When I sent that to him,
I said, I'm like, just send it. You want to just send it? You want just send it? Yeah.
Because I sent it.
He wanted me to send his rifle back to him in the U.S. mail in pieces. I was like, I don't know, man.
Yes,
I know. That's why I was surprised.
Because he told me, just send the 9mm, just send it. And I went, you just send it. He went, just send it. I went, just fire it off. He went, fire it off. He was like looking at me like I had a problem, some sort of a mental deficiency that I wasn't able to understand.
What
the fuck he was saying. He was like, fire it off.
What it was is because I told him, I said, "Hey, I'm going to send you this ammo, but the way I'm going to send it to you, don't show the box. I don't care if you make a video," because you know he's going to make a video. You can make a video, but don't show the box, how I sent it to you. That's all I said. And he's like, why? And he got all pissed with me. I was like, whoa. Sorry. It wasn't, how he is. He was never mad. He was just like, he was concerned. And he's like, "I need the ammo, but don't do it that way." And like, I've already done it. What the fuck you want me to do? And then another one that was really cool. It was when I just moved here. I was moving here. And I had told Byron, I told all you guys, it's probably going to be a month or more before I can have internet. And it wasn't because of money. It was because they had to bring the internet lines to us. But Byron thought it was a money thing. He didn't understand that it was just a time frame thing. And he was like, "Dude, if it's just money,
I remember this.
Tell me, I will get it taken care of. I don't care if I have to not eat."
Dude, I remember this.
Yeah, he was like, "I don't care if I have to not eat for a week. I will get the money to you." I was like, "Byron, it has nothing to do with money. I'm waiting on the people to bring the line down to my house." He's like, well, you'll just have to call me every day." And I was like, "The cell phone doesn't work out here, Byron."
He's like, "John, you can help. You can help.
He says, "I'll get the guys on it right now." And I'm like, "Byron, there's nothing anybody can do unless you can make the cable guys come here a lot quicker." And he was pissed. It was funny. He's very determined.
Tactical Tony says, "Hey, everyone."
I told Tony to join us, man.
Tactical Tone.
And Kevin J. Soul says, "Hi, everyone."
I remember one chat. Paco was in there, and Paco had a headache, and he's like, "I got a really bad headache." And then Byron was telling us about these new pills that they supposedly remember when the back pain, the migraine pills had some kind of metal in them or something. And Byron's like, "They put it in there. I'm telling you. And look, here's the proof." And you remember?
Does no one remember our conspiracy theory chat?
That was
Are you serious? Byron had a conspiracy theory chat. Are you serious? Are you serious?
See, I told you it was in the. Remember when the migraine and headache ones had some kind of metal or something in them, and they had to discontinue them? And he's like, "See, I told you. I've been telling you all this time. It's
right now. Byron is flipping me in the head right now, going, "Shut up, you stupid fuck."
Here's a good memory that I remember. It was on the Green Dragon when we did the politically incorrect chat where we used the N-word obsessively just to prove a point that even though you might not agree with somebody, they have a right to say it, right? Well, Byron had such a hard time. I mean, he wanted to be politically incorrect, but at the same time, he didn't want to offend anybody. So, he's not using anything really too profane, but he's just kind of rooting me on a little bit or whatever. But I remember he was very uncomfortable that whole chat.
Yep.
All right, Byron, here you go. We're gonna do the. It's not cheap. It's not cheap if you don't have the good shit. That's the cheap.
Hold on, let me go grab mine real quick.
Oh no! And that's the good shit. So, like he always said, it's not cheap shit if you don't have the good shit. There's the good shit, Byron.
Do you remember that, Paco? Though you were like, "Dude, I gotta go, man. I got a freaking migraine," and you were. And then that turned into a whole. See, I told you they put the metal in there, and
probably when my Hashimoto's was getting real bad.
I don't know. I just remember it was you that said something about having a really bad headache and you had to go, and
yeah, I know what
the whole damn conversation. It was like
when I was sick on my ass from all that shit. He got I came home and I had left my cell phone at home. And I checked my phone, and there's like 10 messages on there, and they're all from him. And I got all and there's like 20 messages on Facebook, and then there's messages on Google. And so I says, "Hey," so finally I got a hold of him. We're chatting, and he goes, "Oh, I just, I haven't seen you in a while. The last time we were talking, you weren't feeling well, and I just want to know how you're doing." I says, so I told him. Because he was the type of person that asked how you were doing because he really wanted to know.
Because he wanted to know. That's right. Yes,
sir. So, we chatted it up, and I says, "How are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I'm sitting in the hospital."
That's exactly that happened. Yep, almost identical.
He fucks with my mind. He fucked with my mind every time he had a fucking goddamn chance. Every time he had a chance, he fucked with my brain.
Yeah, he just nonchalantly, I'm in the ER. He actually told me he was actually in. He had just been in ICU. He's like, "Oh, I just got out of ICU," and I'm like, "Huh? What? Excuse me?"
No. He would contact me like, "Hey, I just got revived from my third death."
Yeah.
No.
No, that's what he would always say.
Stinger night. Now, this is one thing. Stinger and I fucking actually have together is a fucking creepy, weird moment where he actually contacted the two of us. He had just been revived. He had a fucking thing in his throat. It's in his throat. There's a fucking thing in his throat. It's in his goddamn throat. And he's like,
he would always tell me,
what's going on, guys? I'm like, fuck. What the fuck? Russell, you remember that?
He always told me, he's like, "I may go down, but I'll always get back up again." And then I'd always sing him the song, "I get knocked down, but I get up again."
He did that in chat.
Oh my God! When he contacted us, and they cut him up, and he all of a sudden he pops on. He's like just there. He's like, What's going on? I'm like, oh my god, oh what the fuck, holy shit!
And he was proud of it though.
That man was so bad.
Russell, he was proud of himself.
Yeah, he had notches on his bedpost. I died and got revived this day. No matter what they do, I ain't going down.
He was he was so proud of himself, Russell. He was so fucking proud of himself. It was fucking hilarious as shit. I didn't know what the fuck to do, and I always tell him all the time, "You fuck me up. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What am I supposed to do?" You go, "Just shut up. When you shut up, you'll be fine." I'm like, "Okay, good. I'm good. I'm gonna shut up and just talk." And that was what we did. That was what we did. We just fucking just shut up and start talking. We had so much fun. It was a great time. Russell, you and I shared that one particular moment together. That was creepy. That was creepy. It was creepy.
We were both looking at each other like,
It was creepy. It was creepy. It was fucking creepy as hell. But he had a thing, like, it was a deal. He had like a trach in. And so then he got out.
Okay, sorry guys, gotta interrupt.
Yeah, do it,
commented the most funniest thing. He said, or she, I don't know, said, "I only hope that God put Kansas in charge of his FEMA camp so he can tell us all, I told you so."
Yes. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Right now he's looking down from heaven going, I fucking know. I know. I fucking know. All I want to do is tell these motherfuckers. Wait. I can't tell them? Are you serious? I can't fucking.
He's up there. He's up
right
there
now.
right now, trying to get in on this chat. I guarantee.
He is.
And right now, there is an IT guy in heaven right now saying, "Sir, we can't do this, and you can't talk like that up here in heaven."
Christian is so right. Christian is so right. He's
down somewhere, bobbing up and down. What do you mean I can't do that?
Christian is so right. You know, he's sitting there right now going, "Wait a minute, no, hold on. I got people. I know. What are you? Stop.
I got people.
I got people.
He's right now.
Get my damn address. I got people. That's what he told me.
Either that, or he's like in another chat simultaneously with like JFK and Ted Kennedy, and just arguing back and forth.
Yeah, that's the chat. He's going, "Don't get it. No, don't get it. No, don't get it. Don't get it. So, anyways, Kennedy.
Hey, Jimi Hendrix, you got what's your name?
Jimi Hendrix.
You got an instant messenger?
Do you remember when? Are you there, Mule? No, he's not there. Damn it.
No, he's there.
Hey, Mule, do you remember when Kansas sent the letter? We all sent the letter for gun control to all the president or whatever, to all the people, and the senator got back with him and how excited he was. He's like, "I talked to him on the phone today, and I told him what was going on, and you remember how excited he was?" And it was either Mule or Russell. It was like, dude.
Wasn't me, I don't think.
He was so happy on that day. He finally got a response from somebody in the government. Still hated him, but he was so happy that he actually responded to him.
And I swear I thought it was you, Mule, and you told him, you was like, "You do realize they work for you, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I finally got to talk to him on the phone." And he was like, he was excited like that. You know, remember how he would do that little shaky thing?
Yep.
It was awesome.
I remember.
I swear he was doing that shaky thing when I told him that I left my eggs. He was like so excited over the phone.
You know what? Your dad loved love. You know what? This is a weird thing to say, but your dad loved love. He loved love. Your dad had a passion for certain things, and when he saw that passion come back around, oh shit! Your dad was a pumped man. He was a pumped man. He was pumped.
Oh, you should have heard it. You should have heard him. Okay, so one time, like for the first time in forever, I like stood up to my ex and I was telling him all about it, and he's like, "Yes, yes."
That's it.
He's like,
Yes.
"That's my girl right there. That's my girl. You keep it up."
Yes, absolutely. he had a love and a passion for certain things that just made him smile. And when if it made him smile in his heart, then that made your dad smile on the outside. I mean, God, I had so many fun times with your dad. It was. I don't want to bring the chat down now, but I had so many fun times with your dad. It was a blast. We had so much fun. I loved everything he had to say to me, and everything we had an opportunity to share and exchange. And especially, and I do mean especially, your dad. He had a blast for you. Your dad loved you, little girl. He did.
I know he did. Like, it always showed, and he always told me. But my favorite memory is when I would tell him about stories of my daughter being terrible, and he'd be like, "Karma's a bitch." Karma's a bitch. And for some reason, most people would probably be like, "Oh, thanks." I would just bust up laughing. Like, I don't know why.
Your dad pokes you in the eye. Your dad pokes you in the eye. So as soon as literally, you think you have an idea. You're looking at your daughter. Your dad is going to be the one who pokes you in the eye. It just doesn't make any sense. Why does my eye hurt? Your dad's going to be the one who pokes you in the fucking eye. He will literally poke you in the fucking eye the moment you fucking make a little teeny weeny mistake with your daughter. He will. That'd be it. But you know what? He little oh my God, little lady, he appreciated you a lot. He really loved you to death.
Paco was right
all the time, and he really loved you.
Paco, thanks for that memory. Yeah, and I knew this, and I just didn't know how to say it. But you're right. When your dad would call, when Byron would call and he would ask you how you're doing and how your day is going or whatever, he genuinely was asking you because he wanted to know. It wasn't like that person that just, they say, "How's your day going?" and they really don't give a fuck and they don't want to know. They just wanted to hear you say everything's fine and move on about whatever they're doing. But he genuinely wanted to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, it didn't mean, he wasn't blowing smoke up your ass. He really wanted to know
how my day was going.
And he was going to get that answer too, by the way, or he was going to call you 40 times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And he would make that damn thing.
I would have to tell the kids that was Uncle Byron from Kansas, because they're like, "Why are you telling another grown-ass man that you love him?" And I'm like, "He's, it's Uncle Byron."
See, I had a hard time with that. Every time he would end the conversation with me, he'd say the same thing. And with that voice, "I love you, man." Like, I really love you.
The conversation
I don't know.
me. He was like, I love you.
When I grew,
don't forget it.
Well,
he would say that too. He's told me that before.
Right? I'm a grown ass man, and I wasn't raised like, "Oh, my dad, I loved him," and he never said it to me either. So I don't know, it was just kind of strange. So I'd be like, "Byron, I like you a lot, but not like that."
Yeah, that's right, Russ. I remember you saying that. Actually, that's funny.
First time he said it to me, I was like, "I love you too, Byron. No homo." He's like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
There was one night when everybody was getting their drink on, and everybody was saying their goodbyes and saying he had everybody saying they loved each other and saying their goodbyes for like another 45 minutes.
I remember when what is that no homo thing? What are you doing? What are you doing with that?
I've always said love you too, brother, or whatever. That's just the way. I don't know. That's just the way even in church we say this. It's just who I am. I've always said it. I lost somebody that was close to me really early in anyways, and Byron always said it. It never bothered me, but I remember Russ. That's funny when you said it, Russ, because I had forgotten about that. Russ would always say, "No, not like that. I don't like it like that," or something. Russ,
I like you a lot, Byron.
I like you a lot, brother. I like you a lot, but sorry. It was awesome. I totally forgot.
Different people are raised different ways.
Always jumped in. So, Russ, make sure you contact me later on so we can take care of her, okay?
Oh, yeah, no problem, man. As I said, I'm going to be doing that. As soon as I get the ashes, I'm pretty much set up to go. All I need to get now is a case trimmer, just so that they're uniformly crimped.
You don't have to worry about that, brother. Not if they've only been shot one time, don't worry about it. You do not need to trim them. You don't need.
Well, I gotta get it anyway, and I'd just rather.
Okay.
Bobby, stop. Hold on that. We just want to make sure. I want to make sure she gets there paid. Okay.
No, I'm talking about he doesn't need the trimmer. If you've only shot the brass once, it does not need to be trimmed.
They're all different, and I'd rather it be uniform and look nice, especially the keychain.
No, I understand.
Yeah. I'm gonna need the trimmer anyway, so it's just.
No, yeah, I understand, dude. I use my little crow every time. I don't have to do it. I use it every time. But I'm just telling you, technically, you don't have to.
Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna need it anyway, and it'll make it look nicer. What I'm not gonna get is the swager, because I need to get a swaging tool to actually do reloads for real. But these I got non-military brass lined up for it, so I don't have to worry about swaging it.
Although I have that Dylan one, the one that you put it on there, the 650.
The 600. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting that.
And you push the handle for it. It's awesome, and I got a spring that launches the brass across the room because I tied a spring to it, and it'll launch it, hit the wall, and fall in the bucket. Yeah. But it does make it easier to load the brass to get the primer in there, but you don't need it if it's not military brass.
Yeah, I'm planning on getting that swager eventually, but not right now. It's like $100, so
yeah,
it's gotta wait.
It's actually more than that if you want to buy the 308 adapter and all the other adapters.
Yeah, I'm just doing 223 for right now. Yeah. Eventually, I might reload other stuff.
So we're gonna make sure she gets there. That's awesome. Fantastic. Love it.
Good job on you, John. I'm sorry I can't.
Stop. Don't do that. Anyway, so she's gonna get there, get the rifle. That's fantastic. We're all excited about that.
And we're gonna post a YouTube video about it and show it being passed down.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I want to make sure that's such a beautiful thing. Don't let your daddy's channel go. No.
I don't think I'm going to. I think I might continue to post videos on his channel. And I also, in the group chat, in case any of you ever want to reach out to me or you want to talk to me about my dad, I'm all for it. So I posted my personal phone number right there, so that way you guys can always reach me if you are ever, I know that grief is really hard, and I know that when you lose someone you love, and I know you all love my dad.
We do.
Hard, and it's great.
It wasn't hard to do.
It's great to come together and just reminisce. So if you guys ever want to. Feel free.
Your dad means a lot to us. He does mean a lot to us, and I'm sure that it's like a moment for you, and it's. But I'm happy. I'm actually happy that you have that moment. That it's sad. It's whatever that is. But we love your dad. We actually love your dad. Your dad is like a badass for us. He is seriously a badass for us. It's not a little tiny thing where we're like. Okay, yeah. Your dad. I mean this. Your daddy means something to me. He means something to me personally. Your dad actually means something to me.
Well, in a way, he being someone we all know in common, it makes us more of a family. I think.
Yeah.
Amen. Well said.
I think we all. I mean, most of us found each other through his chats.
Yes.
Yeah, well, a lot of us got closer because of that. We grew
exactly. If it wasn't for Kansas, I probably wouldn't like half of you as much as I do.
Exactly.
But that you know what? That's true. I never even thought about that. That's what got us together to hang out and talk.
But you remember when we were.
And I knew that. That's why I really wanted to have this video. One last time with Kansas and Friends, because I knew that this is something that he absolutely loved to do, and he loved to bring everybody together. And I thought it would also be
one of the fondest memories I have is whenever me and Mule Team would get in a big argument, he'd be there being like, guys, come on, you love each other. And I'm like, okay, I'll be good. You're all on the same side. Come on. All right.
He'd be like, Yeah. I remember too.
He didn't like conflict. He didn't like it.
Russell, secret conversation. Make sure this happens, all right? Please.
What's up?
Make sure this happens, all right? I'll pay whatever has to happen.
Oh yeah. No, that's the whole reason, right? I contacted Dorothy about the rifle because I wanted to talk a little bit about the rifle. I mean, we were all, when we started with this chat, and we'd have the gun checks and we'd all show our guns off, and he was the only one that really never had anything, especially not a battle rifle, but he always wanted an AR-15. So
I love him. I love him. I love him.
Yeah, we got the idea to hey, since we're all friends, we all have little bits here and there. Let's pull all of our stuff together and
let me tell you, even though I wasn't on here and I didn't see all that come together, like when I did start talking to him again, that was the one thing that he was like, he had to tell me was about this AR-15 and how you guys came together for it, and like the story behind it just really touches me. Like Russ posted a video about how he's gonna hand it back down to me, and like he included the video of my dad and stuff, and I literally lost it. Like I started crying for a good 45 minutes because it's just really touching to me.
I got one favor to ask.
They love your dad.
I've got one favor to ask. If something ever has to happen to that rifle and you can't have it for some reason or something, regardless of the cost, please, we will find a way. Will you make sure it gets back to either Russ or something?
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you can't, just if you, because of wherever you're at or something.
I'll pay.
What Bobby's saying is, if you need a hot extraction, just call one of us.
I got it. We'll pull you out. No, you know what I mean.
If you want to watch
I had
something,
any problems with it.
The only reason I care is because my freaking full name is on the damn thing.
I get it.
Seriously, I really don't think
gave everybody the opportunity to use either your YouTube name or your personal name. You chose your personal
name means nothing to me. And Russ is like, oh, it doesn't matter how many letters. I was like, dude, I got a big name. He's like, doesn't matter how many letters. You're not going to charge me anymore. I was like, well, my YouTube means nothing to me. My real name is important. So he's like, all right. And then later on, my wife was like, that wasn't probably the greatest idea to get your name in.
Yeah, but that and your social security number and your date of birth. I mean, you kind of went a little crazy there, Bobby. I don't think you thought it through, but
Hey, at least you come looking for Bobby first if you would have done anything bad with it.
Why do you think I didn't say anything?
Yeah, no, I will definitely keep it safe, and I'm definitely gonna teach my daughter about guns. Her dad's totally into guns and he's still in her life. So I'm going to totally teach her about it. And I plan on passing it down as an heirloom, as Russ was, as he was talking to me about it. So it's going to go down generations.
So make sure we all talk together and let's make this happen, because I want to see this happen. It's important to me, all y'all motherfuckers. Russell, you and I, Russell, like, I don't compress the motherfuckers all together. Russell, you and I, we'll talk, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate all of this.
Sorry, Doris.
I want to make sure she has whatever she wants, everything she wants. Everything she wants. I don't care. I'll pay it all.
All that she wants is another baby. Sorry.
I just want to say,
that was inappropriate.
This has meant so much to me to have you guys all come together. I know some of you don't get on this regularly anymore, and it's really touching to me to see everyone come together and reminisce about my dad with me.
Yeah. Thanks for having us. It means a lot.
I love your dad. 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 I love your dad.
Who's got the damn computer fan running like 100 miles an hour?
I don't care. I just want to say.
They're coming after you. They're on the way. Remember? Hey, y'all remember that? Every time he heard an ambulance or something in the background or a helicopter, he'd be like, "They're coming! They're on the way!" We'd be like, "Byron, they're on the way, man!" Christian was really messing with him one day. Christian's like, "Yeah, man, they're in the area. You're in trouble," and he's like, he's kind of getting up. You remember that, Christian?
I always messed with them.
Dude, they don't fly the. Christian's like, they don't fly the blackbirds for no reason.
I know, because I'm in the government.
If you wanted to change the subject, all you had to do is mention something about a conspiracy theory or something, and then all of a sudden
he couldn't resist.
They couldn't resist. I love it. I love it.
Well, I just hope there's someone up there now messing with him as much as I did. You know, when he arrived at the pearly, when he arrived at the pearly gates, I hope there was someone there saying, "Oh, Kansas, or Byron, it was all true." Just so you know, what? Oh man.
That's awesome.
They did.
You know, there's something other cool that happened was, remember when you guys y'all were going camping and everything?
Dot, always remember, Dot, I don't care what anybody says, at this moment in time, nothing matters. Dot, he loves you. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
He loves you, girl. He loves
Do
you.
y'all remember when y'all were putting the camping trip together? And I had just moved in here, and I was like, dude, there's no way I can afford to go. And he's like, listen, we will make it work out. Don't worry. You just got to show up. And I'm like, Byron, it's not just about, he's like, listen, you can ride with Christian across the country and and all this. And I'm like, I appreciate it, but it's not just a money thing. It's a health issue. I can't just get in the car and ride. And he's like, just make it happen. And he was like, it doesn't matter. It won't cost you anything. Just need to come. Well, the guys will all pitch in. And he was
yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, he was trying to get me on that too, man. He was trying to get me to go too, and I was gonna go, but then I had a health issue that came up right at the same time.
One thing, since you brought it up, one thing I did want to mention, when me and my boys, we did go on that wonderful camping trip. We had a great time, and when I broke the news to them, they were close to tears. They were like, "Oh my God!" That really hit them hard too. They loved them too.
Yeah.
I couldn't not love Byron. Man.
Oh yeah,
I just couldn't not love him.
That is the one time. That is the one thing I do regret, that I had the opportunity to go take Sam, but I never did.
Yeah.
But I'll meet him again. It's no big deal.
That's why I decided. That was another reason why I was like, well, instead of just making the rifle for him and mailing it to him or whatever, I'm taking the damn thing there, because I missed out on that camping trip. So I made the most of that. And I'll tell you, Dorothy, if you're ever interested, I don't know if you've seen them, but check out the Stinger and Friends Punisher rifle project on here. And one of the main,
I'm going to.
Yeah, and then of course the video where I actually handed it to him. He was doing a contest of his own that he made me do a VR for. Even though I didn't want to, because I knew what I was coming there to do. Of course, he didn't. He had no idea. But so I entered his contest, and we're going to shoot the rifle. We shoot the rifle. He blows up his birthday cake because it's his birthday. And then we're going to draw the names of the winners of his contest, right? And, of course, I'm one of the winners of his contest, so I'm feeling bad. I still got that knife, though, that I won from and all that. And then right at the end of that is when I revealed that it was his rifle. And that's the first time I remember seeing your dad cry.
I thought he was going to fall over, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I couldn't help choke up either. Yeah. It caught me in the feels.
Yeah, I cried. When I watched that video, Melanie sat next to me. And because I told her what it was, and she was like, well, I know it's important, so I'm going to be with you. And she's like, did you just cry over that? I was like, absolutely. It was.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
seriously, the best thing I've ever done.
Video short. I have to be up at 6 a.m. So I'm gonna jump off. But
it's only 11:30. We supposed to run chats till 4 o'clock. That's the way it works with Byron. 4 o'clock minimum.
Hey, I am not Byron, okay? I am Byron's daughter.
It says Kansas right there. That's the way it works. No, I understand.
Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? This is it. This is your dad. Your dad. Whenever I would pull up my PBR, he would say, that's Fucking goddamn Kansas backwards, motherfucker, backwards. That's backwards, you son of a bitch.
But I don't know. Maybe we can do another one or something. But definitely keep in touch. And I'm always here, and I know you guys are always here. So I really appreciate you guys coming together tonight.
Yeah, anytime you want to do a chat, hit me up.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys know how to find me.
Yes, we do.
And you're doing a video, and I want you to do a video with Stinger.
Yeah.
We'll
we'll get a whole bunch of camera angles, man.
Yeah. So look for the next video when I go out and I see Russ, and we shoot the gun and it gets hammered down.
Oh.
Hey guys, thanks for showing up. It was pretty cool to have a reunion.
Oh, absolutely, and it's an honor.
It
truly
was.
Byron, hit me up so we can make sure this all happens. All right.
Byron was a special dude. He truly had.
I said Byron. Oh my God! I said Byron.
I knew who you were talking about.
Oh my God! I just literally said Byron. Make sure you hit. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Well, we should name the rifle. We should name the rifle Byron because it's his heart, his soul is in there too. And
Russell, make sure you hit me up to make sure all this happens. All right, please.
Definitely.
All right, guys.
I appreciate this so much, you guys. Have a good night, okay?
Take care. God bless.
All right, Dorothy. Take care.
God bless.
Dorothy, we love you. We love you, Dorothy. Please have a good day. Good day.
Evening.
I will. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.